Okay, I'm in the tackle room today, and what I'm doing is redoing my airbrush station. Originally what I had was a cardboard airbrush booth that I had built years ago, and it worked fine, but I had this little vent fan like goes in your bathroom. You can pick them up at Lowe's or something, but I had one of these here and had a hole cut out in that cardboard and had my airbrush booth made here, and it pulled the air out, come out through the fan and went out a hose and went out that window there. When I originally built this, or I didn't build it, when I originally turned this room into a tackle room, I set this up when I built the workbench and all. I set this up where I could raise it, and I could raise that window there and stick the hose out there and vent it. But when it's hot weather, you're letting your air conditioner out. Cold weather, you're letting your heat out, you know. So I wanted to redo it. So since I don't use this window, and I wanted this space anyway, so I decided I cut me a piece of plywood that'll fit right in there behind the workbench, and I'm going to paint it. I got some more paint that matches the walls of the tackle room. So I'm going to paint it, and I'm going to fix up a section there for my fan to go in and put my filter in. But what I've got to set up, I'm going to do, I've changed my mind. What I'm going to do now is, I want this easier because I don't want to have to take that down. I don't want that window open. So I went to Lowe's and I found one of these slim fit hookups for like your dryer. It has a hole on each side, you know, that thing just slides apart like that. But I'm going to mount it over here, and I'm going to have my hose come in here and hook up. And it's going to go down there and it's going to go through the wall. And I'm going to use one of these dryer vents that goes on the outside the house. I'm going to mount it down at the bottom at floor level down here. I'm going to cut a hole and everything, mount it just like you would if you were mounting a dryer in your house. And I'm going to let this vent out my tackle room just like that. So that's what we're going to be doing. I got to get everything set up, figure out how we're going to mount all this and all now. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, I've got my dryer vent and all mounted on the outside of the house. It comes through the wall. Got all that secured, caulked in, screwed into the house and all. Then I got this slim fit hookup. I got it mounted, and I went right in the hole here and run me a screw in through it. It's got like a washer and all on it. And I've screwed it into this framing that my pegboard is mounted to the wall here, so it's not going to be easily just knocked loose. So it should be pretty solid right there. Then I cut me a piece of this flex hose that I got. I'm thinking about doing something like this, hooking this up here, and I've got this adapter that goes from a 4-inch to a 3-inch that I can put this together and hook it on my frame. Hook it on my fan here. But then I got to figure out some way to put a filter up here. I don't know if I'm going to box this off or what. So I got to figure that out. Then I want it painted. And so once I get that done, I'll get back to you. I'll show you that still. Okay, I think I got everything figured out the way I want it. What I did, I just built me a little box here and kind of stuck the motor in there. It's kind of just fits real tight in there, but I'm going to put some screws in it later on after I get everything painted. What I've done, just built a box, and if you look, I've made the sides come out a little farther, about an inch or so, actually an inch, and then put a strip across the top and bottom. That leaves that little trough area in there. What that's going to allow me to do now is just slide my filters right down in like that. They'll sit in place. And what I'm thinking about doing is just take my filter and cut it about middle way. That way I'll just use 2 pieces, and then I'll just take one part of it, drop it down in there, and then next time I'll just have this piece, or then you can turn it over and you can use it side to side. You know, you'll be able to use it 4 different times, sliding it in there and then flipping it over and sliding it back. But that'll work. Then what I done on this end, I just cut a notch out, a little bigger than my pipe. I've got this flex hose hooked up over here to this piece here, and I'm gonna stick it on there. I got a clamp that'll go on there. This I'll go right in here and slide on to the motor. I can slide that right back. That's going to stay in place. I built it a little smaller this time. The last one I had, it was the same size of the filter, but the only thing that you're getting any filtration from is this size right here anyhow. So I think I'm going to like that a little better. Give me a little lower profile, little things out of the way, a little cleaner look. Once I get everything painted, probably tomorrow I'll get it painted and I'll show you how it turns out. But I'm even thinking about putting maybe a switch on this side to turn it off and on. Then if I need to, I can undo this pipe here, take it off, and kind of just let it hang down the side, and I can take this off out of the way if I need to get over there, or if I need a little extra room or something. That's what we got going right now. I'll get it painted tomorrow, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, we've got everything painted, put together. I got the plywood painted, put it in, and I just secured it with 4 small screws that just do go into the like trim there, casing, whatever. About 1/4 inch, just something to hold it in place so it don't fall over on me. And I know some people are probably going to say, well, now you've just trapped yourself in case of emergency, but I promise you, that's just 3/8 plywood, and it's barely held in place up there, just enough to secure it, about 1/4 inch, like I said. If for some reason I would get trapped in this spot and have to go out that window, I promise you I could just flip this stuff off, grab that plywood, and it would be easy to pull off of there. Like I say, they only go in about 1/4 inch, but I've not trapped myself in. So those that are worried about it, I appreciate you worried about me, but it's okay. The box for the fan motor, I know I didn't give you any measurements on it, but I will give you some measurements on it. I guess I can do that now. I'll show you how I build it. What it is, I just used some boards that I had. My top board up here is a 4-inch wide board, and it's 19 3/4 of an inch long, and the bottom is the same. The sides are 5 inches by 10 inches, and like I say, I drilled that one out for a receptacle. I put a receptacle in here. I just marked it out, used a 1/4 inch bit and drilled 4 holes, took my jigsaw and cut that out, and then wired everything and put the switch in there. On this end, I just cut out a knot for my hose here. I left like 1.5 inches here, and then come up 4.5, 4 3/4, and then 4 inch here. And that way I have plenty of room for my hose to fit as it comes out the side there. These little trim pieces up here to hold the filter in, these are 21 1/4 long, both of them. And this one is, the bottom is 2 1/4, and this one's about 1.25 inches. Like I said, I built it out of just what I had laying around. The motor, the bottom piece down in here, if you use one of these adapters like this from a 3-inch to 4-inch, just cut you another piece about 4 inches wide, 3.5, whatever, that's 3/4 of an inch thick, and stick it under your motor, put it in there. That way that motor will be fit tight in there, and it'll raise it up enough. You can see for that adapter, you'll need that little gap right in there so it don't try to caught the motor in an angle there. But there's how it works, and I did put 4 screws, 2 on top and 2 on the bottom, just to kind of secure that motor so it don't have any vibration. Like I said, it fits pretty tight in there anyway. As you can see, it moves some air, goes in here and comes out right on out to the outside of the house. I wired this in with a cord that goes down to a receptacle down there, just so I can take all this off if I need to. And if you build one of these and you say, well, I might not be using it all the time and I want to put it up and get it out of the way, but I don't want to leave a opening in the side of my house here, it'd be, just take your hose off, be very easy. And then I didn't tape anything. Like I say, it pulls loose here, and I got a hose clamp over here. Just take that off and get you one of those 4-inch caps. Cap it off right there. If I ever need to take this off for a while, that's what I'll do. There it is. Let me show you the filter. What I did, I just cut my filter down. I took my 20 by 20 filter and just cut it down to a 10 by 20. And like I say, you'll be able to use these 4 times. You can use this side, flip it over, use this side, and do the same thing with your other half. But it just fits right in that little groove. It's a little more work when you cut them. They're not as stiff. They don't have that cardboard on the bottom, but it ain't that bad. They'll drop right in there like that. I like it. It's a little smaller version of what I had before, sticking up here, 20 inches by 20 inches or 30 inches wide, whatever I had last time. But I like it. I think it's going to work real well. You can tell it draws that filter right up a little bit there, puts a little pressure to it, and it's going to work fine. Like I said, I don't have a lot of overspray with my airbrush anyhow, so if you need a airbrush paint boot fan, I guess you would call it, you can build it out of something cheap like that. Like I say, your motor, I forget what I paid for that. I've had it for years. I picked it up at Lowe's, and then your hose here and stuff like that. But if you decide to try this, let me know how it works for you. I can answer any questions. I'll be glad to. But I believe it's pretty simple. If you've got one, let me know how you did yours and how it works for you. So I hope this video will help you. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Share my channel so I can help someone else. And like I always say, may God bless you, and we'll catch you next time.